So Moses Itauma destroys the baby snatcher inside a round with a beautiful right hook. To be fair to Dillian, he did get back up to his feet, but he was stumbling around like he'd been on the piss in Wetherspoons all day. He had no clue where he was. He did complain to the ref, but there's not one person on this planet who wanted to see any more of that fight. Well, maybe Thomas Triber.
Dillian, the baby snatcher, Whyte.
But yeah, he just never got into it, Dillian, and he was never going to do anything either because he is shot to bits and he has been shot for years. It was genius matchmaking from Frank Warren because Dillian's a big name, and although he didn't sell the fight like he maybe would have done a few years ago, it was still a massive event. But unfortunately, we didn't learn anything from that because Dillian didn't land a thing. He obviously got knocked out in a round, so we still have no clue what Moses' chin's like, what his stamina's like. And it's time to step him up now because clearly he is way too good for this level of opposition. Dempsey McKean was past his best and wasn't up to much in his prime. Mike Ballaghan was just useless. And Dillian was a shadow of his former self. Unfortunately, the body snatcher left the building years ago. He's now the baby snatcher. And in his pomp, he was sensational to watch, Dillian, but that guy doesn't exist anymore. He can be proud of himself, Dillian, but that is the last time I want to see him in the ring because he has got nothing left. And that was so obvious after the Tete fight. So yeah, it's time to knock it on the head, Dillian. But from a guy who came from Jamaica with nothing to where he is now, I mean, look at him. He's a multi-millionaire. He's done everything in boxing apart from win a world title. Never avoided a challenge. Never failed a drug test. And in the ring last night, he had literally nothing left. But even with that, it would have been nice for Dillian to land something. And it was obvious that the game plan was survive early and get Moses late. But Moses was always going to walk him down if he'd done that. But yeah, I think ultimately Moses would have always been way too good for Dillian because he is just sensational. Footwork, timing, speed, the feints he uses. But we still have no idea what his chin's like, what his stamina's like, what his will's like. So he needs to be matched correctly now. Filip Hrgović would be a great fight. He got a good win on the undercard against David Adelaide, winning a unanimous decision. It was a strange fight, really, because I thought Adelaide, when he actually let his hands go, had success. He caught Hrgović with a beautiful left hook in round 3, but then got dropped with a straight right hand in round 8, but then got back up and actually hurt Hrgović. It was one of the rounds of the year, round 8. So yeah, decent win for Hrgović, but I'm still not sold on him. There's something missing with him. He's so basic. It's literally just jab, straight right hand. He's got that typical upright European style. But he does have a granite chin, and he could definitely take Moses rounds. He's not a massive puncher, but he'd definitely be the most lively opponent Moses has faced, and at least he'd have a go and take him some rounds, because that's what we need for Moses now. I know everyone's talking about the Joseph Parker fight. I think that's a great fight. I'd still make Parker a favourite in that, but you couldn't write Moses off. I think that's a total 50-50 now. But as always in boxing, there's so much politics going on, and the heavyweight division is a mess at the minute. Parker is the mandatory to fight Usyk. He's the current interim champion, but unfortunately, Usyk isn't ready. He's got an injury, so he's asked for more time from the WBO. I think in the end, he'll end up vacating the belt. Parker will get upgraded to the full champion, and Moses will fight Parker as the next mandatory. But yeah, let's see what happens. Hopefully some decent news soon. Elsewhere on the card, Nick Ball got a good win against Sam Goodman. He won a unanimous decision. I thought it was a competitive fight, to be fair. I thought Nick Ball definitely deserved to win, maybe 8-4. I thought he won the championship rounds and really cemented the victory down the stretch. So yeah, really impressive from Nick, as always. He's all action, high output, and he's a menace. I think he could give Inoue a really good fight. Inoue is at super bantamweight at the minute, but is talking about moving up. And that would just be an all-out war. It would be a firefight. It would be one of the fights of the year. It would be a massive event in Saudi, or maybe even in Japan. Who knows? But fair play to Nick Ball. He's the only current world champion in Britain. In men's boxing anyway. I mean, let's be honest, who cares about women's boxing? And if it's not Inoue next, he's got to unify Nick Ball, because he's had enough title defenses now without unifying. You've got Angelo Leo there, who's the IBF champion. Stephen Fulton is the WBC champion. And Rafael Espinoza is the WBO champion, so there's lots of options there for Nick. And good little win for Ray Ford as well against Abraham Nova, the bloke who's got a portion of cheesy chips as a beard. Easy win for Ray, really. He completely outboxed him. Never got out of second gear. Hopefully now we can get the Anthony Kakachi fight, because that was a real shame we lost that, but I'm sure they can get that rearranged. But yeah, all in all, decent night of boxing. Moses marches on. What an unbelievable talent he is. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does next. Good luck to Dillian with his retirement. And it's been a blast. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the boxing last night. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you all on the next one.